Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, The Art of Communicating. And now you are in the program of Master Your Communication Skills in just 10 days. We are done with two classes. Class one, we were doing about vocabulary boosters, and in class two, we were doing about phrases. So I hope you are adding up more of vocabularies to your brain. So, how to maintain this vocabulary? Let me give a small tip. If you are writing in a book, try to maintain the book as per the topic was. If it is for sports, keep write a topic there. If it is for uh, arts or whatever, write one topic there. Or if you are writing it for kitchen, make some topic there, because we do not use all the words at the same time. In case while talking, if you find difficult to get the words, you can immediately open the book and check out about which topic are you talking about, and you can dig the words and start using it. So we always have a problem of making sentences because suddenly we don't get words. So there's one way where you can add up vocabularies and start using it the way you want it. Phrases. I told you, when you want to start speaking, do not think more of grammar. Start using collection of words and then make small sentences in effective way. Do not the what to say like grammar should not stop you anywhere. When you think about grammar, I'm sure it scares you. I do understand that, but I told you, for the beginners, not have that idea that or a mindset that grammar is the one which is stopping me. With the small phrases, you may gain confidence, and this will help you to make better sentences. I'm talking about small sentences. Don't focus on the lengthy ones. As of now, you're not in a way to make lengthy sentences, because when you want to make lengthy sentences, obviously you need to have a good sound of grammar, so which you are not doing at the moment. Down the line, we'll be doing it grammar sessions a bit. So now today the class is all about some common English word which is borrowed from our regional languages. I request each individual to subscribe my channel so that you will be getting notifications once I post my video. As usual, I'll be posting my video exactly at 8:30 in the evening. So please do not miss it. And also I'll be sharing my link of the playlist of this video so that you do not miss any of the classes. And if you have any questions, please comment below the video so that I can answer you in the comment box, or else I can take that questions and answer you in the video itself. So your participation is more required. You cannot learn anything until you put into practice. The more and more doubts you have is really good, so that you get some clarification. It means you're working on it. It's just not watching, you need to take action. So let's go to class 3. Some common English words which is borrowed by us, no, regional languages. Okay, here we are. The common English words borrowed from regional language, especially it's from Hindi, Tamil, or from Sanskrit. That's what I looked out here. So let's take this. In this picture, you see they're sailing on a boat, right? But it's called as a small boat. It's called as dinghy. Dinghy is a word derived from from Hindi word called dinghy. But as the English people are ruling us and they were staying over here, they started borrowing the same word and made it English. So it's called, nothing to worry about. This is called as dinghy. And people, for the beginners, again, there's another advantage. You might think that what do we say in English? If you know it in Hindi, certain words are very common in English too. It'll help you to talk little bit better. I'll give you a few more words which is very common in English as well as in Hindi or in our Tamil or other languages. This is called as bungalow. Bungalow is a word derived from Tamil and Hindi, bangla. I hope we are using this bangla, the word in Tamil as well as in Hindi. The next word what we have here is, in Tamil we call it as kair. The same word is used in English as choir. In Tamil, it's kair, whereas in English, it's called as choir. Let's go to the next one. We all still see this at a railway station, where we use them to carry our luggage. We don't call them as laborers, we call them a word called coolie. This word is same in Hindi, Tamil, Gujarati, in all other languages. Still, the same word is used in English too. So you don't fumble when you start using this. What could be in English? It's the same. So you can just recall all these words. If you go to Google, you can still browse. You'll get more similar words in this. Let me share a few words what I have collected. Here you could see a person is stealing over here. So we call it as loot in English. Even in Hindi, it's called as loot, right? We are still using this word loot. Ogar lootli, I will say that, right? Lootli is nothing but stealing or robbery, whatever it is. Here, this generally we call it as in our language veranda. Veranda is a word which we use in our language to take, we just stand over here and take a fresh air. In fact, even in English, it's called as veranda. It's derived from Hindi, veranda. You know, in England, it is so cold that they were not in need of the space over here. Because whereas we're in India, we had a very hot climate, so we do come in the evening and take some fresh air. So that's the reason we built this called veranda. Nowadays, also called as balcony. The next one, you could see this. What do you call this? You call it as forest, right? But it's called as jungle. Jungle, this word is also derived from Hindi, jungla. It at times it was they called it as jungle because it was an cultivated land, and English people start using this, and they copied the same word what we were using in Hindi, and they made it as jungle. Chit. I really miss all this. I had fun when I was using this. Right? How did this word derive? Chitti. The word chitte is from Hindi. Nowadays, we all have mails and messages, WhatsApp, so and so, where the message passes very soon. But there were days where people are using it. I think I could see somewhere this letter still existing, this kind of chit. But it was real fun. But this word chit is derived from the word called chitti, from a Hindi word. And next year, you got as decoy, but actually the right word is called as Thug, Thug. But do you know how this word derived from? Hindi, Thug, Thag. So you need not worry. Okay, what do you call this people? It's called as Thug. Same in Hindi as well as in English. The next one here is it's a mixed juice, right? It in fact it's called as panch, panch in Hindi. This juice is called as panch because this juice was made with five ingredients like salt, pepper, lemon juice, tulsi, and water. So therefore, they named this as panch. But people they took this word from Hindi and named it as punch. It's actually a Hindi word, but we had a meaning why we were named as Panch. But I feel they would have had a difficult to pronounce as a punch, and they named it as Punch. I'm not very sure. And here in Tamil, we call it as Kattil. We still use it in some villages, not in the cities, but still people are using it. It even I have uses that when I was childhood, I used to enjoy sleeping and jumping on that. In fact, and now in English, it's called as cot, right? In Hindi, it's called as cut. So someone asks you like if somebody says that okay you're learning English, so what do you call this? It's very simple. Whatever you say it in Hindi, the same way it's in English called as caught. So that way you can start your conversation. Do not get stuck because I don't know what to say. Certain words are very easy because it's being borrowed from different regional languages of India. The next one, shampoo. Shampoo, it's called as, um, at times, it is called as shampoo. Shampoo, I'm sorry, P is missing here. It's called as shampoo. It's again a Hindi word. So it was the shampoo, something by way we needed to massage it. But later, this shampoo word was labeled as shampoo. So now, of course, we all are using a shampoo, but there are some people who still use as shampoo. There's some small correction. I'll miss a letter called P. Bangles, the rigid bangles. So how did this word derive, by the way? Again, from Hindi, bangri. And moreover, have you seen people using the word called ayo? Ayu is a very popular word in it's a popular word in South India, especially I being a Tamilian. Of course, I use this word called Ayu, and even other people. I also see the even international stars using it. I have my trainers, my internal students who keep saying as Ayu, but actually the meaning of Ayu is distress or it's kind of sadness or regret. This is called say Ayu. When I ask the international, do you know the meaning of it? They say, no, no, we don't know. As you people use it, even we use it. There are many things we just copy others. Certain things are there which some people don't know the meaning of it. They just love the way we talk and they copy it. From the day one, I think people have been doing this. Even people were we were ruled by Britishers, and certain words were not existing in English, so they copied the words which we were using in our regional language. That's how certain words are very common now. For example, let's take our food products like idli, right? Chutney. So is there any word in English? I don't think so. They still called as idli and chutney. There's no any replacement of it. So do not worry when what to say for this word. What can I say it in English or how do I? It's sometimes there are some common English words what we use in our regional language. You can just start digging on it how you can do it. Still, you can go to Google and browse few more. You will get a few more words which you can recall it. And when you start speaking, sometimes we also do use our regional language for certain things. For example, dosa, we have no other replacement. We just call it as dosa, rava dosa, right? Or we say as idli, roti. It's all the words what we use in our languages, and we cannot say it in English. Keep going with the flow. Do not think too much to speak English. When you want to speak, just go ahead and do it. Do not think about people's judgment. Every time when you start new, this kind of critics are most expected. So if you stop there, you will not grow. You need to face the challenges. Even I do that. If I stop doing, uh, I cannot survive. So rather looking out for people's judgment, you start doing, and when you're doing some mistakes, accept it, correct it. Do not repeat the same mistakes. Yes, of course, even I do mistakes. I correct it because sometimes I'm very uncomfortable in front of camera. When it comes to class, I'm really bombarding in the class. So I can't stop this, but I'm trying to do better and better. That's the reason I keep asking my students, like the viewers, please comment below my video if there is anything to be asked so that I can explain them. I don't mind about correcting myself. If I'm done something wrong, I really accept it so that I can do much better the next video. There are some people who think too much of people's judgment. If you want to achieve something, you have to overcome everything. Some people may appreciate you, encourage you, but there are some people who try to look out for tiny things which disturbs you. Never do it. If you accept the mistake, correct yourself. If not, check it out how well you can do the correction. The more you do mistakes, it's nice, so that it means that you are learning, you're taking action. One more thing, it's just not listening, it's all about implementation. Take action. When you want to learn something new, there are lots of barriers. You need to overcome that. Speaking English is very easy. I told you in just 10 days, I'm taking to a journey where you can speak at least a bit and have some confidence uh, so that you can learn much better. People have lost hope when they come back to speak English. They think, oh, it's not happening. I cannot do this. There is nothing which you cannot do it. It may take time, but you will achieve it. I hope this video was quite useful. I would appreciate if you could add a few more common English words borrowed by our regional languages. I love to say it, and I'm sure even it will help others also. Well, in the meantime, let me come up with the next video tomorrow. With I'm going to start up with a bit of daily conversation in a better way, so that we can mix up some grammar for your daily usage. So please do not miss it. Do subscribe my channel so that you'll get notifications exactly at 8:30 every day. Until then, it's your Anuradha Shri, your career communication coach, signing off. Thank you. God bless you.